a very warm welcome to Skyoro, where we believe in elevating lives and creating meaningful transformations. Today, I have the absolute honor of hosting someone who truly embodies the essence of transformation, leadership, and purpose. Joining us is Soni Murdeshwar, an award winning life, leadership, relationship, and enlightenment coach, and the founder of Life Management. With over 25 years of experience in healthcare and leadership, Soni brings a rare and powerful blend of science and spirituality. From being a microbiologist and healthcare manager to transforming lives through coaching, her journey is nothing short of inspiring. What makes her work truly unique is her ability to integrate philosophy, neuroscience, psychology, quantum understanding, and practical life strategies, helping individuals break free from limiting beliefs and step into their highest potential. Through her life management programs and podcast, she has impacted countless lives by guiding people toward clarity, emotional mastery, and purposeful living. And she has so beautifully said, together we create awareness, together we transform lives. Sony, it's such a pleasure to have you with us today. Welcome to Skyora.
Thank you, Abhinasha, for this wonderful introduction. I think you have done a complete research on my resume, I guess. But really, thank you very much. And it's my honor to be on Skyra, knowing the kind of work that you have been doing since you have become a life coach. And, really, thank you very much for inviting me on Skyra.
It's our pleasure to have you on Skyora, and we have a few small questions for you where you can enlighten a lot of people around and give them some insights about what life coaching is all about. And you can give us a brief introduction of that before I jump into asking you questions. So,
Yeah.
what is life coaching? And you can tell us all about it in a few words.
Uh, sure, Vilasha. Last year I had a similar question in my mind. So, what is this life coaching all about? That's when I started reading about life coaching, and I was so amazed to know what life coaching is. It's a very vast subject, but let me explain to you with a metaphor. Okay, so we build our life, isn't it? We use this word, build your life, build your career, isn't it? So just imagine that you are constructing a building of your life. Okay. So before any construction, we need a plot of land, okay, which we need to clear off all the potholes, or all the, if there are some stones, there is some tree or anything blocking some which we just clean that plot of land, isn't it? Without cleaning, we will not be able to construct a building. Do you agree? Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So in life coaching, the first three sessions, what we do is clearing our mind. And what is clearing of mind means? Clearing of our mind of all the negative thoughts, emotions that we have, like anger, anxiety, fear, ego, insecurity, stress, and all those things. And there are very simple techniques which are based on cognitive behavior theory, NLP, manifestation, meditation, affirmation. These are very simple techniques. 3 to 4 sessions, we prepare the playing ground, because unless the mind is stable, unless the mind is happy, unless the mind is clear, we'll not be able to build our lives. Okay, so these are the first 3 sessions of life coaching. Once we have a plain plot of land, what is the next step we do? We do a floor plan of our house or a building, isn't it? Okay,
Yeah.
that's where the goal setting comes into picture, the fourth session of life coaching goal setting, where we draw a floor plan of our life. And we believe that life is, our life structure stands on 7 major pillars: our personal life, our family life, our professional life, financial life, our health life, our spirituality. So, like these are major seven pillars of life management. And in the fourth session, what we do is we map a proper floor plan of the life that you are going to live, maybe next 50 years or 100 years or whatever you want to achieve in life, in these 7 aspects, major pillars of your life. So now once the floor plan is ready, what we do? We do a Bhumi Pujan. Don't we do a Bhumi Pujan? Okay, that's what affirmation is all about. So you have done a
Great.
floor plan of your life, and then we teach the right way of affirmation, because without affirmations, we cannot start building our life. Once we do the Bhumi Pujan, what do? We form a model house or a model building, isn't it? When we go to the builder, they will show us, ma'am, your building will be looking like this. Okay, that's what manifestation and vision board is. You can exactly see on the vision board and manifestation how your next 50, 70 years of your life will look like. Okay?
Sure.
Once that is ready, you see, all the work is done. The last session will be taking action. And what is taking action? We build life on a daily basis. Our life is consisting of day, no? Day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4. Each life is like placing the brick uh, on that building for construction. So, what
Sure.
quality of the construction material, that is, what is the quality of the days that you spend in your life, that will decide how beautiful, how specific, how clear, and how strong life you will build for yourself. So the last session, we make sure that the next 50, 60, 70 years of their life, the client has a complete plan. What I will do on a daily basis that I reach and achieve my goal. This is what life coaching is all about. If I put it
Amazing.
simply, and build your life.
Amazing. Amazing. So now I would just like to ask you, what inspired you to move from microbiology and hospital leadership into life coaching? And how did your life transformation shape the life management framework?
So, to tell you, Abhilasha, I've been in medical field for like more than 25 to 30 years. And I mean, since I stepped into this profession, whether it's my friends or family, I've always been helping them out with their medical needs. But one thing I realized is that in medical field, I mean, we only treat the physical illness of a patient or a person. But there is no time, or there is no probably a proper structure to address the emotional, the psychological, and the inner world of the patient. You know? So that's, I used to always feel that this is, the patient is healed of the disease, but the person still has a lot of pending issues, and chronically that person keeps on having problem. So that was one of the thing that was I was always thinking that there should be something, to address these issues, to make the person more emotionally strong, emotionally resilient. It was in my mind quite some time. Secondly, I have seen in my family, among my friends, the trauma that people undergo, when they are relationship issues, whether it's painful divorce or uh, differences between parent and children. And I used to always wonder, is there no solution for this? Because see, if I have problem with a mother-in-law, or if somebody is having problem with the son, we cannot ask them to go to a psychiatrist or a psychologist immediately. Okay? So I used to always wonder, there is no solution. Is it going to be like this? We have to just keep on doing trial, error, and keep emotionally suffering till we probably land into a psychiatrist's office. So that's where I decided to become a life coach, and it is not something different from my profession, because as a microbiologist, as a laboratory manager, my purpose in life is patient care. you know, I like to help people. I like to take care of people. I I have empathy for people around. So life coaching is just another way, probably a structured way of helping people. When I used to give advice before, I used to wonder, I'm not sure whether I given the right advice or wrong advice. Not about medical but non-medical. You know,
Yep.
we just advise based on what we feel right. Yeah. But after life coaching, it is structured a scientific way of dealing with different situations in life, whether it is in relationships, or whether it is your inner negative emotions, negative thoughts, or lack of focus, a lack of direction in life. So that's where my journey began of life coaching, and of course I met Miss Pooja Puneet, and I was so impressed by her course. So life management came into picture when I was doing my life coaching. So I had to form my own company. So, when I was studying life coaching, I realized, because I have done MBA in healthcare management, and I realized there are many principles of management, business management, that are actually implied in life coaching. I'll tell you, like Ikigai, continuous improvement, which is called Kaizen. Then there is SMART goals, having a vision in life, the vision board. These are all management principles actually. We study in MBA. And I was so happy and surprised to see them. So I thought that word life management would be the proper, where we combine management studies to and management studies will be a part of life coaching, because it's much life coaching is much broader than definitely managements, but that's how the life management came into picture.
Great, great. Okay. And what was your biggest internal struggle before becoming a coach?
Uh, I think personally, I did not have much challenges in my personal life as such, but my challenges were at workplace. Yeah, as a leader, or whether I was a supervisor, or now that I'm a laboratory manager, I used to be stressed out most many a times. I used to lose my temper a couple of times. I used to go into overthinking mode. Uh, I was very confused how to manage conflict. So these are the that's what my state of mind was before going for life coaching. But once I started life coaching, I got a clear roadmap how to manage my emotions, and that changed everything. So when I am calm, my team is calm, my lab is calm. So I should always believe that when my team is, doing their work, then I'll be happy. But it's not like that. When I am calm, everything is calm, and when you are calm, everything falls into place very beautifully.
Great. So now we dive into the science behind life coaching. How does neuroscience explain why people stay stuck in stress, fear, or overthinking?
uh, in neuroscience, uh, there is this concept of neuroplasticity. Okay, so our brain is very flexible. The repeated thoughts that we talk to ourselves, our inner dialogue, what is there, you know, that forms neural pathways in our brain. So every morning, if I get up and tell that I'm fed up, I'm fed up, I'm fed up, my I'm going to be fed up in life, and I'm going to also attract situations that make me more fed up in my life. So neuroscience is basically repeated thoughts creating neural pathways, and then that neural pathways creating our reality. So that's how neuroscience is connected to life management or to life coaching.
Right. Um, what role does psychology like CBT or self efficiency play in your coaching sessions?
As I told you, the first three sessions where we talk about taking 100% responsibility, or when we talk about limiting beliefs, or when we talk about overcoming resistance. These are all based on cognitive behavior and neuro linguistic programming. So I give you, for example, in limiting beliefs. Okay, so in NLP we see that a event happens in your life, and how you respond to that event will decide the outcome. It's called as FSF. This is a very beautiful concept of neuro-linguistic programming, which is applied in life coaching. So psychology is just one aspect of life coaching. It does not cover it's not an entire life coaching is about psychology, no. But we use certain concepts for the clients to overcome their limiting beliefs, their resistance, their fear, their anxiety. Basically, they are reframing. As I say, our brain is very plastic in nature, with a neuroplasticity. And we can train and retrain our brain. That's where psychology comes into picture.
Right. You often say coaching is a blend of science and spirituality. Can you explain that in brief?
Yeah. So, science tells you how it happens. Okay. So suppose I can say like suppose a client feels angry. So why the anger happens? Because maybe the previous trauma or scientifically the amygdala is triggered. So the person gets activated. This is science. Okay. But spirituality tells us why it happens. Okay? So amygdala is triggered. But why it happens? Because you are not aware, because you are not mindful of what's happening. You are not mindful of your emotions. Okay? That's part of spirituality. Spirituality teaches us main concept of spirituality is what? Awareness, self-awareness, mindfulness. So that's how the science and spirituality, once they come together, the transformation begins. That is the combination of science and spirituality. And of course,
Awesome.
another aspect is that in spirituality, what happens is it broadens our perspective of our life. That also is a very beautiful thing in spirituality. You know? So when we realize one simple concept, there are many concepts in spirituality, but one simple concept that I'm on this earth for maybe how many? 60, 70 years? We are on this earth very temporary. When you understand the fragility of life, it's very fragile. And it's not guaranteed that you will live for 70 years. Isn't it? When you understand the fragility of life, your tension, stress, anger, ego, it's like everything drops all of a sudden. And when these vanish, your mind is so calm and peaceful. What are you stressing about? Yeah, जाना ही है यहाँ से सबको एक दिन. That is spirituality. That science cannot explain.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So beautifully mentioned. I really love the way you describe the difference between science and spirituality because a lot of people, the common man, if I may say, or the common woman, if I may say, sometimes they are very confused about this. So thank you for such a wonderful explanation. And I also have a few more questions about what does taking 100% responsibility really mean in real life? A lot of people know this, but they are unable to understand the 100% responsibility.
So, 100% responsibility does not mean that I have to blame myself for everything. That is not 100% responsibility. I'll give you a metaphor. Suppose it's raining outside, okay, and you have to go out. What do? We take a raincoat or an umbrella and we protect ourselves. Okay.
Oh,
Suppose we have to drive on the road. What do? Do we tell people around us, you drive properly, you don't come in my way, you manage your speed, you maintain distance? No, we just wear our helmet and protect ourselves. Isn't it? It's as simple as that. Taking 100% responsibility means understanding that the situations and people around us, okay, we cannot control. But what we can control is how I feel about that particular situation or how I feel about that person. How I protect my inner peace. You know, most of the time I was just talking to one of my clients and I was telling that, she's a housewife in a joint family and she said that, I came that day evening after shopping and my sister-in-law had not cooked the meal and it was 9 o'clock. And I was very angry and I cooked, but I was very, very angry. I didn't eat that day. I just went off to sleep. I said, okay. But I said, what do you think? Not cooking the food, whose mistake was it? Was it your mistake or her mistake? She said, her mistake. She did not prepare. So I said, then why did you punish yourself?
oh,
And she was like, yeah, see, this is what happens. We punish ourselves for others' mistakes. So when we take 100% responsibility that whatever situation, whatever people we have in our life, maybe we have negative people, positive people, negative situation, but my inner peace is under my control. And there are techniques which we teach in life coaching because it's easier said than done. But there are actually techniques in life coaching where we teach how to take 100% responsibility. 100% responsibility means that I cannot control situation and people, but I can definitely control how I respond to the situation. And there is one equation we beautifully use, E plus R equal to O. So E is the event or the people in your life. R is the reaction, O is the outcome. So if you want to change the outcome, R has to change from reaction to response. And what is the difference between reaction and response? Reaction is quick. You get angry, I will get angry. You are jealous, I will be jealous. You are anxious, I'll be anxious. You abuse, I'll also abuse. Okay. Response
Right.
is whatever is your behavior, I will take a pause, I will calm down, and I will respond to the situation. Like suppose somebody gets angry, I can say, "May I know what's making you angry, or what exactly is wrong? Please tell me. Maybe we can talk it out." That is response. So
Great.
that is taking 100% responsibility.
Great. And tell me, why do most people operate from blame instead of responsibility? They love to blame themselves rather than take themselves responsible for things. Like you gave a beautiful example before this. A couple more lines on that.
Yeah. See, blaming is, it's like a temporary comfort. You know, most of the time, what happens, we blame others. So फिर मुझे, I don't need to work on myself because what can I do? I get angry because that person is getting angry. I get angry because that person has not done the job. I am anxious because driver is late. You know, I'm overthinking because my mother-in-law is sarcastic towards me. So what happens? Brain creates a temporary comfort zone. And our mind says, "Poor thing, I'm a victim. What can I do?" So when everything will change around me, that time I'll be happy.
Thank
You
you.
see?
Got
So
it.
that's how our brain tricks ourselves into blaming situation or people for everything. But the day I decide that no, what can I do in this situation? The transformation begins.
Sure. And then now we go to some more depth about all of this. And this is about what are limiting beliefs and how do they silently control our lives? You know,
So, limiting beliefs are the negative beliefs that we hold about ourselves, and starts in very early childhood. Probably the way your parents talk to yourself, or probably the way you interpret the incidents as a child. You know. So it's like suppose a parent keeps telling the child, you are very adamant, you are very adamant, and the child grows up thinking that I'm a very adamant person. Or you know, parent tells the child that you are very indisciplined, you are very indisciplined, and the child grows up thinking that I'm indisciplined. So these
right.
are the negative self-talks that you are not good enough, others are better than me, I cannot do this. No, these are the limiting beliefs. They are not truths. They are just our thought processes that we have about ourselves, which we hold so dear to ourselves. So it could be because of our upbringing, our environment, our society, or the wrong interpretation that we have about the incidents that happen in our life. So these are called the limiting beliefs.
Uh, can you explain the fact, story, feeling, action, which we actually call it as the FSFA model, with a small example?
Very beautiful. My favorite exercise is FSFA. It has deep roots in neuro linguistic programming, NLP. I'll give my personal example. So, I always wanted to be a doctor and I studied very, very hard till my 12th standard to get into MBBS. Unfortunately, I couldn't get into a government medical college, and those days my father really couldn't afford sending me to a private medical college. That I was standing at that cusp of my life, you know. There are two things I could do. One is that I blame my parents and think that my career is now spoiled. I cannot do anything about it. My friends are all doctors. They all move ahead in life. My life is ruined. I can keep blaming. I can stop studying. I can get demotivated. I will just spend my life with my friends and whatever. And lifelong keep blaming my parents. I studied, but what can I do? My parents couldn't get me a medical seat. That, but that cusp of life, I decided no, because my purpose is patient care. Why I want to become a doctor? Because I want to serve people. I want to serve patients. Because I have interest in knowing diseases. I want to know how diseases are caused in the body. I want to know how patients are treated. Isn't it? That is my aim. So I said, whatever field I take in medical, I will definitely take up medical field or a paramedical field. But I decided whichever field I take, I will make sure that I'll be the best in that.
Mm.
So even though I took
Also,
a paramedical course of microbiology, I studied equally hard and to make sure that I set up my I was part of the setting up of the microbiology lab in in the hospital that I'm currently working. So the fact was that I couldn't get into medical college. That's a fact. Okay. What story I gave myself? Did I give myself victim story or empowering story? I gave myself empowering story. What was my response to it? I studied very hard. I never thought I'm a paramedical. I always studied like an MBBS student, even microbiology. What was the outcome? I'm a successful microbiologist. Okay. So that story is extremely important whenever there are difficult time in your life. What you're telling to yourself, either if you're giving yourself a victim story or you empowering story, that will lead to the outcome.
so how can someone actually identify a false story they are living in? Because a lot of us have this concept, right? So how would you update and inform people about how they can actually identify a false story?
Uh, I don't say it's a false story, but you have to see the story. Is it putting you into a victimhood mode
Hmm.
or it is giving you an empowering mode?
Okay, so it's correlated.
It's very easy. Tell whatever your mind is telling you story, just tell. Am I putting blame on others for this? What can I do? How can I take responsibility? What can I do in this situation? And in leadership, you can see even at workplace, it's not like only one situation in your life. You will face challenges every day. So what can I do in this? And what story am I giving? Am I giving a story which is like, oh, what can I do about it? I'm a victim of the situation and people around me. Or let me see what can I do to come out of this situation and give me an empowering story. So that way you can make out that victim story is a false story your mind is creating for yourself to be in the comfort zone.
Very true. Very true. Also, why do most people fail to achieve their goals despite setting them?
Uh, this is very important. What happens, Abhilasha, we set goals in life, but we don't have a clarity on our goals. So in management principle, we call it SMART goal. What is SMART goal? It should be very specific. It should be achievable. It should be relevant. It should be time bound. Okay.
Hmm.
So how do you think big businesses, billion-dollar businesses sustain and they grow? Because they have SMART goals. So what are SMART goals? Like suppose I want to lose weight in the next 6 months. If I keep just saying that I want to lose weight, I want to lose weight, I'm going to lose weight, I'm working on losing weight, that's not a goal. Okay. So how it has to be specific. I'm going to lose 10 kg weight. So you have a quantification. You have to quantify your goal. 10 kg is a quantification. Specific. Okay. Then it has to be time bound. T is the timer. Time bound is I'm going to lose 10 kilo in next 6 months. So I kept a time of 6 months. Is it achievable? It is. I cannot say that and next 6 months I'm planning to lose 50 kilos. So it's not achievable. So you also have to see setting goals. Today a business cannot say that today my business is of 10 crores. Next 6 months I'm planning to make 100 crores. It's good to dream, but make sure that it is achievable because we feel demotivated when we don't achieve. So okay, next 6 months, 6 kilos. I know I'm going to. So my goal will be I'm going to lose 1 kilo every month for the next 6 months. It's measurable, time bound, it's achievable, and it is very specific. It's not like I want to be healthy in next 6 months. Specific. Healthy means what? Weight. You see? So that is the reason that even that most of us we don't have smart goals, and that's why it's difficult to achieve.
And then how do you align goals with purpose and emotional clarity?
Wow, that's a very beautiful question, Abhilasha. So let me tell you, like, my goal is that, uh, I want to go to work every day. I want to do my microbiology work. I'm very passionate about microbiology. I'm very passionate about laboratory operations. So my goal is to that, yeah, I have to go. I have to make sure that I do my job perfectly. I have a complete day plan when my meetings are going to be, or when I'm going to do my reporting. I have a complete day plan. Okay, I set my goals. But if I don't have a purpose to it, and if I say, I'm doing this because I want to get salary and I want to run my family and lead a good life, and definitely we all do that, and we have to do it for definitely we all earn for our livelihood. It's right, of course. But if I attach a purpose to it, that I go to work for patient care, I want to make sure that my patients are happy. I want to make sure that correct reports are given to the doctors on time. And when the doctor calls and tells me, wow, so patient responded within 8 hours. You see, that changes your entire goal. So purpose is when you log into a higher, uh, a higher meaning to your work. And it could be anything. It could be anything. Not necessarily you need to be a professional. But I can say, like, my cook who comes to cook for me every day. uh, I tell her to make two, three things, and she'll make one extra salad, some extra papad, or one extra sweet and keep. And I ask her, why are you doing this? It's okay, just do what I have told you. And she said, no, ma'am, when you come from work, now I know you'll be very happy to see some extra sweet prepared for you. Or so she's not only cooking because it's a duty; she's cooking to make us happy. That's the purpose.
True.
And when you attach your goals with your purpose, it's a different world altogether that you get transformed into.
So true. Very true. Really true. And what is resistance? And why does it stop people from growing?
Yes. So resistance is basically, so I told you, see, like what will happen is that we do a floor plan, isn't it, for our building? Once you do a floor plan, all negative thoughts keep coming to us. Oh, it will happen or no? The builder will do a good job or no? What about the interior? What about the material? Will it be done on the time? What if the rain happens? What if see? So whenever we set goals, resistance pops up. Morning, I want to get up and start jogging, but my mind will say, go to sleep. No problem. Why are you getting up? You see? Or, oh, it's very cold outside, you might catch cold. Go to sleep. Or, it's raining outside. Let's start tomorrow. Okay? So the resistance language is fear, procrastination, or abhi, I will start dieting after Diwali only. I will start. Then no, after New Year I will start. So we just start delaying. So procrastination, perfectionism, पूरा perfect होने के बाद ही मैं करूँगी.
True.
So I was just talking to my client today. She's been invited for a podcast, and she said, no, I just want every answer to be perfect. I said, no, we are not looking for perfection, because you have waited for 3 weeks to get it perfect. Next 6 months you will not be perfect.
Very true.
Just go out, do it. So as Miss Pooja Puni says, you have a ship, you keep decorating that ship, and it never goes into the water. Okay? So this is how resistance speaks to us: fear, procrastination, doubt, or perfectionism. These are the inner talks that we have, which prevents us from taking a step ahead or reaching our goals. And what happens is, this is, I'm not saying fear is bad. See, again, we have to understand that fear is not bad. Or, because if you don't have fear, what will happen? We'll put our hand in burning of fire. You see? If you don't have guilt and shame, what will happen? We might just end up talking anything nonsense to anybody in public.
True.
You see? So all these emotions are required. Okay, but their center is our amygdala. But it has to be under control. All these resistance has to be in your backseat. Never let them drive the life in your life. You have to be in the driving seat. Bring them when required. So tell fear and anxiety and procrastinate everything on the back seat. Tell them, जब भी चाहिएगा I will call you. What
Okay.
sits on your front seat? Confidence, calm, peace, happiness, joy. This sits in your front seat, and these are on the back seat, fear, anxiety, doubt, and everything, and we will bring them in as and when it is required. So that is basically resistance, how it stops us from